Shalom. I'm Brother Dawood Eliyahu, and I just wanted to explain how the Revelation 12 sign is directly connected with our 400 years of slavery being ended, and with the connection to the destruction of Babylon and the redemption of Israel. See, the sword, the scriptures, they give you keywords, clue words, I should say, that point to that Revelation 12 sign of redemption. And the key phrase is woman in travail, or woman in pangs, or woman laboring to bring forth. Anytime a prophet alludes to that statement, it is directly connected with the redemption of the people of Israel. Now we're going to get into it. I'm done talking. Talk too much anyway. So, a great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on his head. His tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky, and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that he might devour her child the moment it was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, just like the prophecy of Yaakov to Judah, how the scepter would never leave the tribe of Judah. Okay, and her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into a desert place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of for 1260 days. Okay, and as above, so below. So if this is happening in heaven, things have to happen on earth. Okay, and there was war in heavens. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven say, "Now have come the salvation, and the power and the kingdom of our Elohim, and the authority of his Christ. For the accuser of our brothers, who accuses them before our God day and night, has been hurled down. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives as to shrink from death. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and you who dwell in them. But woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury, because he knows that his time is short." And that's what this Revelation 12 sign is about, my man. The devil coming down to us, causing destruction. But check this out. When the dragon saw that he had been hurled down to earth, he pursued the woman who had gave birth to him, who had given birth to the male child, which is Yahushua. The woman, which is Israel, more specifically Judah, was given 2 wings of a great eagle so that she might fly to the place prepared for her in the desert, where she would be taken care of for a time, times, and half a time, out of the serpent's reach. Then from his mouth the serpent spewed water like a river to overtake the woman and sweep her away with the torrent. But the earth helped the woman by opening its mouth and swallowing the river that the dragon had spewed out of his mouth. Then the dragon was enraged at the woman and went off to make war against the rest of her offspring. Because the word says he will save the tents of Judah first. So he will then turn around and attack the offspring that didn't make it out. Those who obey God's commandments and hold to the testimony of Yahushua. And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea. That's pretty much the Revelation 12 sign. But let's see how the Old Testament connects to that sign. And remember, woman in travail is the key word. First, I'm going to go to Isaiah chapter 13. Okay. An oracle concerning Babylon that Isaiah, son of Amos, saw. Raise a banner on a bare hilltop. Shout to them, beckon to them to enter the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my holy ones. I have summoned my warriors to carry out my wrath, those who rejoice in my triumph. Listen, a noise on the mountains like that of a great multitude. Listen, an uproar among the kingdoms, the nations massing together. Yahweh Almighty is mustering an army for war. They come from faraway lands, from the ends of the heavens. Yahweh and the weapons of his wrath, to destroy the whole country. Wail, for the day of Yahweh is near. It will come like destruction from the Almighty. Because of this, all hands will go limp, every man's heart will melt, terror will seize them, and pain and anguish will grip them. They will writhe like a woman in labor. You see that? Like a woman in labor. That's that Revelation 12 sign. So you know when you see that sign, things about to happen. They will look aghast at each other, their faces aflame. See, the day of Yahweh is coming, a cruel day with wrath and fierce anger, to make the land desolate and destroy the sinners within it. This is the chronological order right here. Okay? These are the things that will happen to lead up to the redemption of Israel. The stars of heaven and their constellations will not show their light. The rising sun will be darkened. August 21st eclipse. And the moon will not give its light. I will punish the world for its evil, the wicked for their sins. I will put an end to the arrogance of the haughty, and will humble the pride of the ruthless. I will make man scarcer than pure gold, more rare than the gold of Ophir. Therefore, I will make the heavens tremble first. Okay. Okay. I will make the heavens tremble, and the earth will shake from its place. So the heavens will tremble first, and then the earth will shake from its place. Okay? At the wrath of Yahweh Almighty, in the day of his burning anger. Okay? See, and I'm going to pause right there for a second, because if you go to Genesis 15, okay, it explained how the people would go into slavery or oppression in a nation that is not their own for 400 years, and they would serve that nation. And after their slavery was up, he would judge the nation that they would serve, and we would come out with great abundance. That's the order. Judgment first, then we come out with great abundance. Okay? And this proves it right here. Okay? So first, the heavens will tremble. Second, the earth will shake from its place. Now what happens after that? Okay? Then it says here, like a hunted gazelle, like sheep without a shepherd, each will return to his own people, each will flee to his native land, where whoever is captured will be thrust through. All who are caught will fall by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be looted, their wives ravished. Some Bibles, they say raped. Okay? So that means when you see these things happen, everyone will be in a steady panic. Everyone will be fleeing. Everyone will be confused. Okay? Everyone will flee to his own people, and each will flee to his native land. Okay? That's how we got to get out of here. Okay? All who are caught will fall by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be looted and their wives ravished. Now see, everybody's taking a look at North Korea, but they don't actually see what's coming. But see, Yahweh tells us right here through Isaiah, see, I will stir up against them the Medes. The Medes, which is ancient Medo-Persian Empire, parts of Turkey and Iran, or Persia. Okay? King Cyrus was king of the Medes and the Persians. Okay? Who do not care for silver and have no delight in gold. They don't care about your money. They don't care about your money. Okay? Their bows will strike down the young men. They will have no mercy on infants, nor will they look with compassion on children. Babylon, the jewel of kingdoms, the glory of the Babylonians' pride, will be overthrown by Elohim. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, she will never, 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 never be inhabited or lived in through all generations. Nobody gonna be able to live here, man. No Arab will pitch his tent there. No shepherd will rest his flocks there. But desert creatures will lie there. Jackals will fill her houses there. The owls will dwell, and there the wild goats will leap about. Hyenas will howl in their strongholds. jackals in her luxurious places. Her time is at hand, and her days will not be prolonged. See, America is the product of Babylonian rituals, of Babylonian society. Okay? The Trinity worship, sun worship, things like that. And another place that is a daughter of the Chaldeans or the Babylonians is Saudi Arabia. Okay, so this prophecy is a two-headed coin. Two-headed coin. America and Saudi Arabia gets this. They get a punishment. They're in bed together, so why not? We protect them. We give them military arms and bombs and helicopters and tanks and things like that. We in bed with them. Why wouldn't we share destruction in them? You see what I'm saying? So now I'm going to start at 14. I'm just going to give you a little bit of 14. After all of this, the Lord will have compassion on Jacob. Once again, he will choose Israel. He ain't talking about the church. He talking about the actual ancient people of Israel. And will settle them in their own land. Aliens will join them. And unite with the house of Jacob. Nations will take them and bring them to their own place. And the house of Israel will possess the nations as men servants and maid servants in the Lord's land. Hallelujah. So that's one part about it. Now let's check another part out. Okay. See if the Most High is playing. An oracle concerning the desert by the sea. Remember I said it was a two-headed coin? Desert by the sea. Could be Mecca. I don't know. Let's see. Like whirlwinds sweeping through the southland, an invader comes from the desert, from a land of terror. A dire vision has been shown to me. The traitor betrays the looter. The traitor betrays. The looter takes loot. The traitor betrays. The looter takes loot. Okay? Elam, attack. Media, lay siege. There go those Medes again. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what lets you know that it is the ancient Medo-Persian Empire that's coming. Okay? Elam, which is located directly on the Persian Gulf, on the southwestern belly of Iran, and the Medes, which is northwestern Iran and eastern Turkey. Lay siege. I will bring to an end all the groaning He says, I will bring to an end all the groaning she caused. At this, my body is racked with pain. Pains seize me. Pain seize me like those of a woman in labor. You see that? I don't know if you can see it, but it's Isaiah chapter 21. Okay? Pain seize me like those of a woman in labor. Pointing to that Revelation 12 sign, the sign of Virgo in labor. Okay? I am staggered by what I hear. I am bewildered by what I see. My heart falters. Fear makes me tremble. The twilight I longed for has become horror to me. They set the tables, they spread the rugs, they eat, they drink. Get up, you officers. Oil the shields. This is what Yahweh says to me. Go post a lookout and have him report what he sees. When he sees chariots with teams of horses, riders on donkeys, or riders on camels, let him be alert, fully alert. And the lookout shouted, day after day, my Lord, I stand on the watchtower. Every night I stay at my post. Look, here comes a man in a chariot with a team of horses, and he gives back the answer. Babylon has fallen, has fallen. Two-headed coin, okay? And it works two ways. That two-headed coin works two ways. All the images of its gods lie shattered on the ground. O my people, crushed on the threshing floor, I tell you what I have heard from Yahweh Almighty, from Elohim of Israel. You think the Most High playing, man? You think the Most High playing? Now we going to Isaiah 47. Let me get in focus a little bit here if I can. Excuse me. Go down and sit in the dust, virgin daughter of Babylon. See? Babylon is just a ritual. People who follow the rituals. They are daughters of Babylon. Go down, sit in the dust, virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground without a throne, daughter of the Babylonians. See that? No more will you be called tender or delicate. Take millstones and grind flour. Take off your veil. Lift up your skirts, bare your legs, and wade through the streams. That which is an ancient Middle East practice, to throw dust on your head and things like that. Your nakedness will be exposed and your shame uncovered. I will take vengeance. I will spare no one. Our Redeemer. See the redemption? Our Redeemer, Yahweh Almighty is his name, is the Holy One of Israel. Sit in silence, go into darkness, daughter of the Babylonians. No more will you be called Queen of Kingdoms. I was angry with my people and desecrated my inheritance. I gave them into your hand. You see what I'm saying? We the last slaves, man. Saudi Arabia is the last country that is legally allowed to own slaves, African slaves. And America is the last empire to collect them. We had 400 years of slavery. Okay? Slavery, we were not free. Slavery just changed. The face of slavery changed. Slavery, by the amendments, is prohibited unless through incarceration. Keep that in mind. Okay? I was angry with my people and desecrated my inheritance. I gave them into your hand, and you showed them no mercy. Even on the aged, you laid a very heavy yoke. You said, I will continue forever, the eternal queen, but you did not consider these things or reflect on what might happen. Now then, listen, you wanton creature, lounging in your security. America think we secure, don't we? Lounging in your security and saying to yourself, I am and there is none besides me. I will never be a widow or suffer the loss of children. Both of these will overtake you in a moment, on a single day. Remember that statement. In a moment, on a single day. Because when they go down, somebody else has to come up. To get up, got to take something down. Okay? In a moment, on a single day. Loss of children and widowhood. They will come upon you in full measure. In spite of your many sorceries and all your potent spells, you have trusted in your wickedness and have said, no one sees me. Your wisdom and knowledge misled you. When you say to yourself, I am and there is none besides me. Disaster will come upon you, and you will not know how to conjure it away. A calamity will fall upon you that you cannot ward off with a ransom. Catastrophe you cannot foresee will suddenly come upon you. Keep on then with your magic spells, with your many sorceries, which you have labored at since childhood. Perhaps you will succeed. Perhaps, maybe not. Perhaps you will cause terror. Perhaps you will cause terror. All the counsel you have received has only worn you out. Let your astrologers come forward, those stargazers who make predictions month by month. Let them save you from what is coming upon you. See that? Surely they are like stubble. The fire will burn them up. They cannot even save themselves from the power of the flame. Here are no coals to warm anyone. Here is no fire to sit by. That is all they can do for you. Those you have labored with and trafficked with since childhood, each of them goes on in his error. There is not one that can save you. See, the Most High got, see, it's different. This is not like Nineveh. They cannot repent and be saved. Because our 400 years is caught up within this as well, within their wickedness. Our slavery term is caught up within their wickedness. So they have to be repaid. They have to be punished. Okay? That was Isaiah 47. Now let's see what we got, again, with the woman in travail, with the woman in child labor. Let's see what we got. See what we can do. Boom. Isaiah 66. This is what Yahweh says. Heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. See, the earth is flat like a footstool. Flat and round. Not a globe. Flat and round. Where is the house you will build for me? Where will my resting place be? Has not my hand made all these things? And so they came into being, declares Yahweh. This is the one I esteem, he who is humble and contrite in spirit and trembles at my word. But whoever sacrifices a bull is like one who kills a man. And whoever offers a lamb, like one who breaks a dog's neck. Whoever makes grain offering is like the one who presents a pig's blood. See, that's what's coming. You see what I'm saying? They about to rebuild that temple, or try to, and do the sacrifices again. You see what I'm saying? And this is what these people will be like. And whoever burns memorial incense like one who worships an idol. Like one who worships an idol. They have chosen their own ways. And their souls delight in their abominations. So I also will choose harsh treatment for them, and will bring upon them what they dread. And what do they dread? What do they dread? Excuse me. For when I spoke, no one listened. They did evil in my sight and chose what displeases me. See that? Hear the word of Yahweh, you who tremble at his word. Your brothers who hate you and exclude you because of my name have said, let Yahweh be glorified, that we may see your joy. Yet they will be put to shame. Hear that uproar from the city. Hear the noise from the temple. It is the sound of Yahweh repaying his enemies all they deserve. Before she goes into labor, she gives birth. There's that sign again. But this is the trick. Before she goes into labor, she gives birth. Right? Crazy, right? Before she goes into labor, she gives birth. Before the pains come upon her, she delivers a son. Who has ever heard such a thing? Who has ever seen such things? Can a country, hold on. Can a country be born in a day, or a nation be brought forth in a moment? Do you remember that phrase? Babylon will be destroyed in a day, in a moment. And at the same time they're destroyed, in a day, in a moment, a new country will be born in a day. A new nation will be brought forth in a moment. Now, who was that nation? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yet no sooner, hold on. Let's see if I can get focused. It says, well, I'm just gonna keep it reading. It's a little blurred, but I'm gonna keep on reading. It says, yet sooner, hold on, excuse me. Yet sooner is Zion in labor than she gives birth to her children. Do I bring to the moment of birth and not give delivery, says Yahweh? Do I close up the womb when I bring to delivery, says Elohim? Rejoice with Jerusalem and be glad for her, All you who love her. All you who love her. That means Gentiles too, man. Rejoice for us. Rejoice greatly with her. All you who mourn over her. For you will nurse and be satisfied at her comforting breasts. You will drink deeply and delight in her overflowing abundance. For this is what Yahweh says. I will extend peace to her like a river, and the wealth of the nations like a floating stream. Remember that. The wealth of the nations like a floating stream. Like a flooding stream. I'm sorry. Remember that. I'm going to show you that too. You will nurse and be carried on her arm and dandled on her knees. As a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you, and you will be comforted over Jerusalem. When you see this, your heart will rejoice, and you will flourish like grass. The hands of Yahweh will be made known to his servants, but his fury will be shown to his foes. See, Yahweh is coming with fire, and his chariots are like whirlwind. He will bring down his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For with fire and his sword, Yahweh will execute judgment upon all men, and many will be those slain by Yahweh. Those who consecrate and purify themselves to go into the gardens, following the one in the midst of those who eat the flesh of pigs and rats and other abominable things, they all meet their end together, declares Yahweh. And I, because of their actions and their imaginations, am about to come and gather all nations. All nations and tongues. Let me get adjusted here. Tongues, and they will come and see my glory. I will set a sign among them, and I will send some of those who survive to the nations, to Tarshish. You see that? To the Libyans, to the Lydians, famous as archers, to Tubal in Greece, and to distant islands that have not heard of my fame or seen my glory. They will proclaim my glory among the nations, and they will bring all your brothers that are trapped in Europe, trapped in, you know what I mean, all these other lands. They will bring all your brothers from all the nations to my holy mountain in Jerusalem as an offering to Yahweh, on horses and chariots and wagons, on mules and camels, says Yahweh. They will bring them as the Israelites bring the grain offerings to the temple of Yahweh in ceremonially clean vessels. And I will select some of them. See, some of you Gentiles will be selected. Some of them also to be priests and Levites, says Yahweh. As the new heavens and the new earth that I make will endure before me, declares Yahweh, so will your name and your descendants endure. From one new moon to another, from one Sabbath to another, all mankind will come and bow down before me, says Yahweh, and they will go out and look upon the dead bodies of those who rebelled against me. Their worm will not die, nor will their fire be quenched, and they will be loathsome to all mankind. You see that, man? In a moment, in a day, these things are going to happen. These things are going to happen, man. This ain't no game. When that sign pops up, you know what time it is. You think it is, you know, something historical, something good to see. Nah, this ain't, nah. Isaiah 60. This is to the people. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of Yahweh, it says, and the glory of Yahweh rises upon you. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness is over the peoples. Don't that sound like now? But Yahweh rises upon you, and his glory appears over you. Nations will come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your dawn. Lift up your eyes and look about you. All assemble and come to you. Your sons come from afar, and your daughters are carried on the arm. Then you will look and be radiant. Your heart will throb and will swell with joy. The wealth on the seas will be brought to you. Didn't we just say something like that? To you, the riches of the nations will come. Herds of camels will cover your land. Your camels of Midian and Ephah, and all from Sheba will come, bearing gold and incense and proclaiming the praise of Yahweh. All Kedar's flocks will be gathered to you. The rams of Niboth will serve you. They will be accepted offerings on my altar. And I will adorn my glorious temple. Who are these that fly along like clouds, like doves to their nests? Surely the islands look to me. In the lead are the ships of Tarshish. Didn't we see that before? Tarshish? Oh. Bringing your sons from afar with their silver and gold to the honor of Yahweh your Elohim, the Holy One of Israel, for he has endowed you with splendor. Foreigners will rebuild your walls. You see that commandment? Foreigners will rebuild your walls, and their kings will serve you. Though in anger I struck you, in favor I will show compassion. Your gates will always stand open. They will never be shut day or night, so that men may bring you the wealth of the nations. Their kings led in triumphal procession. For the nation or the kingdom that will not serve you will perish. It will be utterly ruined. To the glory of Lebanon will come to you. The glory of Lebanon will come to you. The pine fir and the cypress together to adorn the place of sanctuary. And I will glorify the place of my feet. The sons of your oppressors will come bowing before you. You hear that? The sons of your oppressors will come bowing before you. All who despise you will bow down at your feet and will call you the city of Yahweh, Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Although you have been forsaken and hated, with no one traveling through, I will make you the everlasting pride and the joy of all generations. You will drink the milk of nations and be nursed at royal breasts. Then you will know that I, Yahweh, am your Savior, your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Instead of bronze, I will bring you gold, and silver in place of iron. Instead of wood, I will bring you bronze, and iron in place of stones. I will make peace your governor, and righteousness your ruler. No longer will violence be heard in your land, nor ruin or destruction within your borders. But you will call your walls salvation, and your gates praise. The sun will no more be your light by day. See? Hold on, let me open it up a little bit so you can see. The sun will no more be your light by day, nor will the brightness of the moon shine on you, for Yahweh will be your everlasting light. And Elohim will be your glory. Your sun will never set again, and your moon will wane no more. Yahweh will be your everlasting light, and your days of sorrow will end. Then will all your people be righteous, and they will possess the land forever. You heard that? They will possess the land forever. They are the shoot I have planted, the work of my hands, for the display of my splendor. The least of you will become 1,000, and the smallest a mighty nation. I am Yahweh, In its time, I will do this. When? Swiftly. Swiftly. Yahweh ain't playing, man. Yahweh ain't playing, my man. You understand? He ain't playing. And everything points, our redemption points to the sign. Get ready to leave and drop everything in a moment's notice. Get ready. Get ready. Micah, chapter 4. The book of Micah, chapter 4. That's how you know it's real. In the last days, it start out with that sentence. You know it's real. You know it's futuristic. In the last days, the mountain of Yahweh's temple will be established. As chief among the mountains, it will be raised above the hills, and peoples will stream to it. Many nations will come and say, come, let us go up to the mountains of Yahweh, to the house of Elohim of Jacob. He will teach us his ways, so that we may walk in his paths. The law will go out from Zion, like our brother Hoshua Mariel out there. You know what I'm saying? Hallelujah for that, brother. You dig what I'm saying? I got a prophecy for him. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the law will go out from Zion. The word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. He will judge between many peoples and will settle disputes for strong nations far and wide. They will beat their swords, plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nations will take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war any more. Nations will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war any more. Every man will sit under his own vine and under his own fig tree, and no one will make them afraid. For Yahweh Almighty has spoken. All the nations may walk in the name of their gods. We will walk in the name of Yahweh, our Elohim, forever and ever. In that day, declares Yahweh, I will gather the lame. I will assemble the exiles. In the last days. Okay? I will assemble the exiles, and those I have brought to grief. I will make the lame a remnant, those driven away a strong nation. Yahweh will rule over them in Mount Zion, from that day and forever. As for you, O watchtower of the flock, O stronghold of the daughter of Zion, the former dominion will be restored to you. The former dominion will be restored to you. Kingship will come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Why do you now cry aloud? Why y'all keep complaining, man? My people Israel, why do we keep complaining? You understand what I'm saying? Why do you now cry aloud? Have you no king? Have you no king? See, in other Bibles, it might say, have you no king in you? You understand what I'm saying? So have you no king? Has your counselor perished? That pain seizes you like that of a woman in labor. Where's that woman again? Writhe in agony, O daughter in Zion, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in labor. See that? For now you must leave the city to camp in the open field. You will go to Babylon. You see that? You will go to Babylon. There you will be rescued. There Yahweh will redeem you out of the hand of your enemies. You understand that? There is no redemption unless the Most High does it. You understand that? But now many nations are gathered against you. They say, let her be defiled. Let her eyes gloat over Zion. But they do not know the thoughts of Yahweh. They do not understand his plan. He who gathers them like sheaves to the threshing floor. Rise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will give you horns of iron. I will give you hoofs of bronze, and you will break to pieces many nations. You will devote their ill-gotten gains to Yahweh, then wealth to Yahweh of all the earth. Okay? I'm going to read one more thing for y'all, man. One more thing for y'all, man. Because y'all think the Most High playing. Y'all think the Most High playing. Y'all really, really think he playing. And see, you know, to the Gentiles, once again, if you want to save yourself, you got to save us. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. This destruction cannot be turned away. You know what it took for me to make this video? Jeremiah 51. This is what Yahweh says. See, I will stir up the spirit of a destroyer against Babylon and the people of Leb-Kamai. I will send foreigners to Babylon to winnow her and to devastate her land. They will oppose her on every side. In the day of her disaster, let not the archer string his bow, nor let him put on his armor. Do not spare the young men. Completely destroy her army. They will fall down slain in Babylon, fatally wounded in her streets. For Israel and Judah have not been forsaken by Elohim, their Almighty. Though their land is full of guilt before the Holy One of Israel, flee from Babylon. Run for your lives. Do not be destroyed because of her sins. It is time. It is time. It is time for Yahweh's vengeance. He will pay her what she deserves. Babylon was a gold cup in the Lord's hand, in Yahweh's hand. Okay? She made the whole earth drunk. The nations drank her wine. Therefore they have now gone mad. Babylon will suddenly fall and be broken. Wail over her. Get balm in her pain. Get balm for her pain. Perhaps she can be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she cannot be healed. Let us leave. Let us leave her, and each go to his own land. For her judgment reaches to the skies. It rises as high as the clouds. Yahweh has vindicated us. Come, let us tell in Zion what Yahweh has gone and what Yahweh our Elohim has done. Sharpen the arrows, taking up the shields. Yahweh has stirred up the king of the Medes. Because of his purposes to destroy Babylon, Yahweh will take vengeance for his temple. Lift up a banner against the walls of Babylon. Reinforce the guards. Station the watchmen. Prepare the ambush. Yahweh will carry out his purpose, his decree against the people of Babylon. You who live by many waters. Your end has come. The time for you to be cut off. What's up, Fat? Yahweh Almighty. What's up? Back again. It's always interruptions when You get into the scriptures. Okay. Wail over her. Get balm for her pain. Perhaps she can be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she could not be healed. Let us leave her and each go to his own land, for her judgment reaches the skies. It rises as high as the clouds. The Lord has vindicated us. Come, let us tell in Zion what Yahweh our Elohim has done. Sharpen the arrows, take up the shields. Yahweh has stirred up the king of the Medes, because his purpose is to destroy Babylon. The Lord will take his vengeance. Vengeance for his temple. Lift up a banner against the walls of Babylon. Reinforce the guard. Station the watchman. Prepare an ambush. Your Yahweh will carry out his purpose. His decree against Babylon, against the people of Babylon. You who live by many waters. See, you got to realize, you know what I'm saying? When Cyrus came into Babylon, the first time he went in without a fight. He went in and took the city without a fight. So this destruction is of a new Babylon. Okay? You who live by many waters are rich in treasures. Your end has come. The time for you to be cut off. Yahweh Almighty has sworn by himself, I will surely fill you with men as with a swarm of locusts, and they will shout in triumph over you. He made the earth by his power. He founded the world by his wisdom and stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he thunders, the waters in heavens roar. He makes clouds rise from the ends of the earth. He sends lightning with rain and brings out wind from his storehouses. Every man is senseless and without knowledge. Every goldsmith is shamed by his idols. His images are fraud. They have no breath in them. They are worthless, the objects of mockery. When their judgment comes, they will perish. He who is the portion of Jacob is not like these. You heard that? He who is the portion of Jacob, not the church, the portion of Jacob. He who is the portion of Jacob is not like these, for he is the maker of all things, including the tribe of his inheritance. Yahweh Almighty is his name. You are my club, my weapon for battle. With you I shatter nations. With you I destroy kingdoms. With you I shatter horse and rider. With you I shatter chariots and driver. With you I shatter man and woman. With you I shattered old man and youth. With you I shatter young man and maiden. With you I shatter shepherd and flock. With you I shatter farmer and oxen. With you I shatter governors and officials. Before your eyes I will repay Babylon and who live in Babylonia for all the wrong they have done to Zion. In Zion, declares Yahweh. I am against you, O destroying mountain, you who destroy the whole earth, declares Yahweh. Now who could that be talking about? You who destroys the whole earth. Who could that be talking about? I will stretch out my hand against you, roll your cliffs, and make you a burned out mountain. It says, I will stretch out my hand against you, roll you off the cliffs. Ain't that what they was talking about? What will happen in California? It'll slide off. Roll you off the cliffs and make you a burnt out mountain. No rock will be taken from you for a cornerstone, nor any stone for a foundation. For you will be desolate forever, declares Yahweh. Lift up a banner in the land. Blow the trumpet among the nations. Prepare the nations for battle against her. Summon against her these kingdoms. Who? Ararat, which is in Turkey, Mini, and Ashkenaz. Appoint a commander against her.